Good evening, good evening, good evening. Kò sáyè pàlàpàlà lẹ́nu. How are you guys doing? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? Mm. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Abídèmí Àríkẹ́ Bámidélé Mary Ọmọọlá Wealth. Good evening, welcome, every one of you. How are you guys doing? Thanks for joining, Princess Folake. Hope you guys are having a very blissful and eventful Sunday. Good evening, Princess Folake. Good evening. As you guys are joining, please just click the share button and let us invite our friends to join us. Okay. Hmm. Welcome, welcome. I'm just trying to share from my end. Okay. Hey, share. You will not pay for sure. You will not do it. You are watching free show to share will be your problem. I am planning to make it. Kí ló máa ń ṣe the proud by? Why is this thing not sharing to? Okay, I know what to do. I will go share it everywhere. Go share. Go share, share, share. Okay, I got it now. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing today? I don't like that redness. Hmm. Boni. So, okay, let me go back. All right. Mm-hmm. Abikiola Shewa. Welcome. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a very wonderful Sunday. Thanks for joining, and it's such you know, a great privilege sharing with you guys on today, a very warm Sunday. And my name is Victor King. For anyone who's not that familiar with this platform, and what we do here is we chill. You know what I mean? No stress, no problem. We just chill and we share thoughts and we seek personal growth. You know, my desire is that everyone on this platform live, first of all, discover themselves and exploit their innate ability and are able to connect to their society, which will bring about, effortless growth, and everybody could be able to discover themselves, what they have, how they can be better, and they can be the best they can be in their world and around their vicinity. That's my objective. And with you being a light, I don't believe that there is a spot of for illumination in the world. I believe that with you shining your little light and I'm shining my little light, and the other person shining their little light, we're going to have a world that is so bright and illuminated, and we are just going to, you know, be in our best capacity. As much as I struggle to make it, I am aware of the fact that my success will be limited if you don't succeed. I can only succeed. I can't succeed by myself. I'm going to succeed with you succeeding. So if I want to succeed to the best of what I have the ability to do, I should have wisdom enough to help you succeed. Because the more you succeed, the more it's easy for me to succeed. The more you grow, the better it becomes. And that is a chain reaction and an effortless, matrix of growth. So I welcome you today. Um, I need to tell you that I went to church today. Láti lọ wo ẹ̀jẹ̀ nọ́bà. Gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ fẹ́ corrupt mi lánàá. Ọlọ́run ò ní gbà fún yín. Mo ti lọ wo ẹ̀jẹ̀ nọ́bà lẹ́ni. Mo ti yára mi sí mímọ́. Can you guys hear me audibly though? I went to sanctify myself today. Ẹnu mi ẹni Jésù. Mo ò sọ ìsọkúsọ lẹ́ni o. No. I'm holy as anything today. Hello? But we will say the needful, we will address things that we need to address. But hey, Joe, move along, baby. New am that go to there. Thank you, Jesus. Behave, I am learning more. Are you with me? Thank you. So yesterday, we didn't start. It was a continuation of what we did last week, addressing the concept of intimacy from the perspective of whatever you call it. Maya Alpha, Gilo and Flow. From the perspective of understanding the act of lovemaking, as a fundamental, as one of the essential parts of relationship or marriage, whichever applies to you. We established the fact that this is even though one of the most crucial, but yet less emphasized, because there are two factors that has eaten up relationship and marriages, especially in the continent of Africa: culture and religion. Our parents teach us every other thing, and because of their own modesty, what they call modesty, they skip the lesson and adequate teaching. But this is not be yesterday, you're supposed to go do the number every day and Arabusi. Now, so our parents and our religion, our churches, they teach us everything, but they don't teach you the concept of sex, which seems to undermine, even though it's most important. I would establish with emphasis that a relationship or any marriage, that their sex life is perfect. Nobody is enjoying anybody. Like we established yesterday, people can fake orgasm. African man with ego, they are like P square. You can't separate them. So a woman not wanting to crush the ego of the husband can fake orgasm. And a man thinking he's doing 4 rounds, Baba can assume in his head that he's satisfying the wife. Meanwhile, every woman here will agree with me, but it's not about the number of rounds that determines sexual satisfaction. It's not a function of how hard you eat it. That determines sexual satisfaction. So if it is not how hard you knack, it's not how much you knack, it's not how many rounds you go, then what is it? It becomes something that we should be curious about. So how did we get the balance? But you see, this subject is never, everybody skip that part. If two people want to get married in church, they teach them everything: family, finance, how to deal with in-laws, how to deal with this. They don't teach you how to satisfy your husband, do they? Do your pastor ever preach about how to Lamech? They don't. Your parents, I watched a video online and there are two girls who are pranking their mother, and they ask, no, I think their auntie. They asked the auntie, can his best sex position here? And the auntie was like, huh? Yeah, but me I'm yeah. Kilo win is in as in style will they like you. And you need to see shame on the face of the auntie. Okay, it's their mother. You need to see the shame in the face of the auntie. Precious, you haven't missed anything. We just started. She could not say anything. Like, she literally could not say jack shit. And she felt so embarrassed, so ashamed. There are so many of us who grew up in homes and family where you have never seen your daddy kiss your mommy before. In fact, you possibly not seen them hold hands or cuddle each other before in your life. But mommy and Lonyon be every 2 years. You've never seen them be in a romantic mood or get here, come on. But mommy and Bimo every 2 years, don't Otila bro meta. They make it so sacred. Don't get it wrong. Sexual intimacy between couples should be sacred. And that would make me explain the part of scripture that people misinterpret when it says that marriage is honorable with his bed undefiled. My voice is low. Change your earpiece. So if you are using China phone, it will not help you on this show. I don't shout. I've made it in life. You understand? At this point, at this level of my life, I cannot be shouting again. Do you understand? I've gotten to the point I'm very successful now. You understand? And though I didn't make it, okay, my rule. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that? That is parent of this generation. When I was still married, when we had my daughter was still pretty young. Every time the mother come around me and she might just maybe I just go back from work and she just says she's tired and she just maybe I lay on the chair, she will just lay on me. My daughter will cry and push her away. If she just come and sit on my leg, my daughter will run down there and push her away. And then she will sit down on my leg. And I will say, Egba me. Until today, the last time they visited me, I was laying down doing something on my iPad. And my daughter just felt I was ridiculously quiet. And she said, Daddy, are you okay? I said, yes. He said, you sleeping? I said, no. And Michelle goes, Daddy, you need a hug? Like, I don't know how it got to me. I wasn't expecting that. She goes, Daddy, you need a hug? I said, okay, yes, baby. And then she came. And with that little hand, she gave me a hug. And guess what she said to me in my ears? It's okay. You're going to be all right. It's okay. You're doing good. And she was patting me at the back. And then she just, by the time she released the hug finally, and she go, mwah. She feeling that I was not in a good mood before was the only thing. Like, I literally was holding my eyes from tears dropping. How a 5-year-old girl can translate your mood. But you see, they have seen how people should be cared for, how to be, solved and be, so to say, romantic. They've learned it from childhood. I sit down, JJ, me motel, the problem, and she starts going, "You're right, you need a hug." But some of us, we did not grow up with such parents. We grew up with parents that that tells us, talking about for work, my lóyún ni o. Tó bá jẹ́ kọ́kùnrin ṣèkì ẹ̀, oyún ni o. Kò jẹ́ kó rí ẹ pé ṣé o ti ń ṣe nǹkan oṣù. Some of our parents are even insensitive that they don't even know when their child even started menstruating. They have to ask. But they ṣe kò ṣorí nísìnyí, títí obìnrin talking about ṣèkì ẹ̀, tó bá jẹ́ kọ́kùnrin díẹ̀ mú, ó máa lóyún ni o. How many of you here cried the day man first of all hold you by the hand and you are afraid that you get pregnant? I thought you said you get me a phone for Val. I was saying, Val Agbojedi. Valco. Okay, well, Queen Dupsy, thank you for being honest. So we have a generation of women, boys, and girls who have to learn to be a man. Especially for men. Maybe your mother is still even at least giving you some one small zobo. At least they teach you, women's hygiene and all of that. For boys, which dad tell you how to toast again? Which dad tell you how to? Very few, but very few tell you, how to be a man. Which dad tell you how to knack? No. Church didn't teach you. Dad didn't teach you. Mom, of course, they have not born you well. I tell you my experience yesterday. But they expect us to know it. So we are supposed to, it's innate. We just learn it. That is why everything becomes try and error. You will assume that everybody is on the same page when it comes to sexuality, but we are not. And want it jassy on my WhatsApp, which is the reason why some people are not even sexually active, which is the reason why some people are not romantic. Don't understand. Get this. Having good sex is different from being romantic. And I hope you know that. Some people want to like then you want to jà láti kékeré. Àwọn kan later jà ni. Àwọn kan ò tí jà dé sin. See, you are separating fight every day between two couples. It depends on 4 hours lẹ́nu. On at least 3-4 occasions, I've had to get, to counsel families. And by the time I listen to the crisis they're having, I can't see any sense in it. And in advising them, I will say, take a time. Stop being daddy and you stop being mommy. You be the chick and you be the nigger. Chase each other a little bit. Spend 3 nights together. Alone. At least 3 or 4 that I can remember. Guess what? It works. The 4 of them. The family is stronger together. In fact, there's one on the ones auditioning, they just take time off any time. The last time you told me, they said, we went to this, and I said, oh girl. He said, Mr. Victor, you got any cash? Emiko, because you say you don't want children again, you will get pregnant again and your eye will clear. So we don't know. Unfortunately, not only that, knowledge is limited. Yeah, that's true. Not only that we don't know, that we have to just now learn by So many women became victims of sexual abuse. Do you know? Let me pause a little bit. Do you know that there are so many married women today? That is, if you are even fortunate to be married, that are being sexually abused in their marriage. Do you hear what I said? There are so many women today that are being sexually abused. You are literally being raped in your marriage. Husband that you don't do nothing together. The last time you have been out on a dinner together, not going to somebody's party, your husband just say, let us go and eat out. He let it pass. In fact, that was when he was toasting you. The last time he has ever bought you a gift with when he was when you when he has not off your pants. Now you have been married, you have omotikunle. You don't do anything together aside from being official, being parents. You know, there are so many couples that they are actually just co-parenting. They are not divorced. All you talk about is family finance and children. Bololo Munjadi. That man, the last time you ever sit down to even watch movie with the entire family, he let it taxi. But that man will go out, get drunk. In fact, the only time he ever come close to you to have sex is when he's drunk. If it's in a clear high, he doesn't see you, doesn't touch you. If you make advances to him, he will refuse. But the day that he don't drink too much of Guinness, he will come back home 1 o'clock in the morning and just pull your cloth on the side. Tokobo end the latte. And of course, you struggle, but it is stupid. If you refuse, they will say this thing. And this is going on for years. This is going on for years. So you are not getting the pleasure. That possibly people listening to me right now, that's what you are going through in your marriage. Matter of fact, that is even fortunate if it is marriage. There are some people that you are in a relationship. Maybe you are destined to be a slave. You are in a relationship. Mayawa Umate, you bought that gift yesterday. Which one of them did you buy gifts? Which one? Umate. Umate. You know, say, my car still, my friend problem. And then you should put it. Who did you buy gifts? I know plenty. Oh, my girlfriend there, go on the platform. My bad about it there. I will behave. Behave. Sister mi wo Ọlọ́run máa ṣọ́ ẹ o. Ọlọ́run máa ṣọ́ ẹ o. Mi ò bí máa ń rí àwọn ọkùnrin báyìí. Àwọn ọkọ gidi dẹ̀ wà lẹ̀ báyìí. Máa bá wọn ṣèyàn dáadáa. Ó lọ́mọ òṣì kan tó máa ń wá ká àwọn bọ̀. Pé mi a máa sọ in person. Máa bá yé èjè mọ́ ẹ lọ́rùn ìwọ báwo. Èmi ò sì ń di ìbàjẹ́ mi ò mọ ọkọ ọmọ kí n máa lé. Oníranú ni oníṣekúṣe olórí dídán aṣẹ́wó. Why you my friend problem? So I've seen a couple of people that are not even married in a relationship. Just jump on you. Well, let me emphasize that there are certain situations where it is the woman that is assaulting the man. Shout out to all my Nigerian brothers abroad. Especially those ones who you are yet to sort out your papers. So you think that you should get one American guy, one British girl to fight. Sometimes the girl is even Nigerian. All these our Nigerian women that will be doing as if they don't know what's up. Wọ́n ń gbé Naija, wọ́n ń dó burúkú òkú, bọ̀ alábòsí ni wọ́n. Wọ́n ń dó gbàsàgbàsà, wọ́n láì kókó bí wèrè. Wọ́n láì kókó jẹ̀bi mímọ́ lọ, àmọ́ àwọn tẹ̀ ń wò. Gbàgbé pé kò wọ̀ ẹ́ máa rí àwọn màkàrà ní àwọn ọmọ òṣì, wọ̀kúwọ̀ tó wọ̀, ìwọ tí wọ̀kúwọ̀ tó kejì lọ. Yeah, cast me, okay. I want to cast somebody like us. There's nothing to cast. How for? Who the hell are you? You now look for one American girl that you want to use to fight paper. I used to have a guy here in Baltimore. The girl will literally pick him up from to my close in Bishop. Get into Juanita, ó máa gbé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ni. Tó bá ti gbé báyìí ó ń gbé lọ lé ni. Ó ń lọ resume second job nìyẹn. Like, I'm telling you the one that I know, real life, not story. They were just exactly enter room and the girl just change, take off her clothes and just lay on the bed. Boy, I don't know what you're doing. I need some head, man. Ìrètí láwù. Ìyá ẹ̀dẹ̀ wà ń lé, bàbá family wà ń lé, wọ́n sọ pé mo àwọn lọ sí abroad, lọ sí greener pasture. After the whole Lila, he won't let him have sex. So he doesn't want the dick. I don't know what you're doing. I need some head, man. How about parents need lap plate? Alápá ni lórí green card yìí. Ẹ wò tó dé bá rò ṣe tó bá rò yá. Ìjọ tó bá pẹran wálé kò ní fún yàn jẹ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ lọ ń kú lábúròdù. Ìjọ tó bá béèrè 100,000 tó fún ẹ ní 20 tó bá kun oògùn apá ẹ ṣó mọ ọmọ tó ṣe. Ayé bọ̀dá mi àbí bọ̀dá ẹlòmíì nù yín. Ayé ẹ̀ ti ta sí di òbòlí láyé báyìí lọ́wọ́ akátá. Mọ̀ lé kò dédé jíṣẹ́ fún yín ni o. Ẹ̀yin mọ́mì tẹ wà lé ẹ máa búrò fáwọn ọmọ yín tó wà lábúròdù ẹlòmíì ti kó sọ́wọ́ obìnrin àjèjì. Ó ti kó sọ́wọ́. But you see, that's even minor. That people who are in a formidable relationship and it's just abusive. Now it becomes, why do we draw the line of abuse where there's nothing else that you share together other than sex? It's an abuse. That's why I say good sex is not romance. If you are not always in the mood, but you are doing it to satisfy your husband, there are women here, I said it yesterday, you are only having sex to keep your marriage. You are not enjoying it, but you need to keep your marriage. That's why you're having sex. You have been sexually abused. Now, so, to draw a line between what we are going to call good sex. Again, let's say we emphasized yesterday that good sex is defined. We can't have a definition to it that if this happened, then it's good sex. No. It is defined and determined by individual. Hello? Some people just touch their neck like this, they will come. Àwọn àǹtí kan commerce and industry ni wọ́n kàn mọ ohun jìnnà. Wọ́n kàn mọ bí ẹni tó fàtẹ́gùn ni. You just touch her neck like this, she will come. Àwọn bọ̀dá kan náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀ but ẹ̀dà ló dá ọyẹ láàmú àdàwọ̀ká. Wọ́n ti ní problem. As some girl, you just look at it too much. Somebody called me on FaceTime one day. I did not call you. She's the one that called me and we're talking. And she was having an active conversation. And all of a sudden she goes, Victor, you will be buying now. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, stop looking at me like that. I will literally looking at, am I supposed to be looking down? Why did you call me on FaceTime in the first place? Last king return. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I'm fine now. And then she goes, stop looking at me. Like, why? And then she goes, you are turning me on. She was very done. I said, okay. If you are not comfortable, stop calling me on FaceTime. Because me, did you buy a solo? I wasn't even having the ideation of being seductive or anything. I was just talking. There are people who, so you can't really define good sex by what, or by, okay, set an outline for what makes a good sex. You know, it's not like, oh, if you knock it very well, if the dick is big, then it's good sex. No, some people, it has to be like Buddha, like this. Our precious Toby Olumorok, kò lè ká wọn. Àwọn kan rẹ̀ wà, àwọn dáadáa tún nínú yín náà tó wọn kẹ́ ń lílá náà wà láì. Àwọn bọ̀ská gbọ́dọ̀ tó yìí Olumorok kìíní. Tàtún ni nínú yín. Newham, Rónkẹ́, àyìn lílá ni ó gbọ́dọ̀ gbòòrin. Wà á gbọ́ ó tóbi, ó kúnwọ́, ẹyọkùn ẹ̀ fọ́pá aṣọ mọ́ ní èrèkété. Àwọn ẹlòmíì dẹ̀ wà tó jẹ́ pé ṣékélé báyìí ó di tẹ̀rọ lọ́rùn. Wáyà di wà, just the tip, they are fine. So you can't really define it by size or by duration of time. Ẹlòmíì tó bá dé ìgbó bí aṣọ òkè kò ní dé climax. Ẹlòmíì kẹ̀ tó wá di ṣe ní wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ di wẹ́rẹ́ ó ti wà okay. You can't define it. Ẹ fẹ́ tẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀dá impression yẹn fẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ máa tẹ́. It is individual. But you see, if it is by individual, you can at least spell out how you want it. But unfortunately, that's not true. You shall not knock yourself. It has to do with the partner doing it the right way to the person based on individual body type and preferences. This is where the problem lies. Because you see, again, our culture and religion has almost forbidden us to be having communication. There are people who are married. You are listening to me right now. Since you married your husband, you have never do what they call survey. Even companies that is well structured, well balanced. After services, you will call customer care like this today. By tomorrow, you will get an email or get a phone call saying, we want you to take a survey of how well we have been doing. Auntie, uncle, brother, exactly the men. Exactly the men. Be taking a time to do a survey. Don't think you are conscious. Don't and just assuming that you are doing well. Talk to your spouse. How well am I doing? Am I satisfying you? Are you happy? Yes, you are happy. 90% of the time, the woman will say, I am happy. Because African women are hypocrites. I'm sorry, I am not sorry. You guys are all hypocrites when it comes to the subject of sex. Again, because she doesn't want to crush your ego. She will say, I'm fine. So as a man, go deeper than are you enjoying it? Ask certain questions. What did you like most? How can it be better? Every woman hear this, even Mommy Dio. No matter how holy that woman is, come and parents. Every woman have, especially those virgins. I want to do that going. I want to marry. I want to go die. I want to with you. Because you see, there are two things when it comes to sexuality. It's that you are doing it or you are thinking it. Either way, someone is going on in you. Ẹlòmíì ti dókó panu mind ẹ, ó ti ṣe 3 song, ó ti ṣe 4 song, ó ti ṣe nínú mind ẹ. Because of societal value or the environment, the society that he was raised and the norms and value that was imbibed in her, she has not been privy to exercise those things. It doesn't mean she doesn't like it though. Go and ask women that will say, kí wọ́n agbẹnu sábẹ́ obìnrin kọ́ máa lá bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ máa lá òbò ẹ̀ You like him go I mean, they company one he ask her has she done it before. Now the 10 times no. They just gonna like really let come. Perspective, yeah. Perspective, yeah. The one that we say I've done it before is unfortunate to have done it with somebody who did not do it right. Do you understand? We are almost there. One day to mercy to explore rubbish. Understand? So the thing about sex is that you are doing it real? Is it that outward? Expressive, like you are expressing your sexuality. You are actively having sex, or you are having it in your mind, imaginary. You see all this sister that you underestimate. So the fact that he's laying down on the bed every day, you are doing daddy and mommy, eh? You will now go extra mile, you are giving her gas. You are doing 4 rounds overnight, and you will go to work the next day to share man some. You think you are killing it, you think you are satisfying your wife. Ah, Mama do your way. You are single. You see that auntie that is just laying down, you are doing missionary every day with in her mind. You know how many times she has done 69 in her head? She has read it somewhere. Somebody has mentioned it to her. She was imagining it. One co-worker has talked about some shit. Every woman have what we call sexual fantasy. Can we take a test of hypothesis? We are all adults now. I told you that you should put your children to bed before we start. And at least use AirPod. Especially if you're at work, use AirPod in your own interest. Those of you who are in America and in Canada, I'm sorry for you because we are still like in the bread of the day. Cool. But peace to Roma, you were there somewhere in the middle. Me the boom. Matun lo we jeno ba lo la ba ite lo. Let us do a test of hypothesis. We will do both for men and women. Okay. Asking King Say, I see a couple of men here. Can you guys just be honest enough? Angela be say good evening. Ebidometa. Mo la la gbe fún mi lówó. Alámìdé máa ń ṣe. Mo rí lójú àlá ni. Can we do a test of hypothesis? And let's get to check. And all the female listening to me right now, whether you are married, whether you are in a relationship, whether you are somewhere in between, you are not sure whether you are a side chick or you are a girlfriend or you are a side, or whether you are just making up friends with benefits, whichever one that applies to you. Or whether you are just single, Dangbana Joko, association of, comrade. Can you be honest enough to just type? You don't have to spell the details. You will not die. All of us have it. I will tell you my own. Let's do a test of hypothesis. Things that you have not tried with your partner before that you are looking forward to try. Let us talk. We're adults. What's your sexual fantasy? Something you have not tried with your husband before. You've been married for how long, or you are in a relationship for how long, or you have been knocking since 13 years old. But there's something that you have not done before that are looking forward to do. No matter how nasty it is. First of all, that's why they call it fuck. Everything about sex is nasty. You understand? You need to step up from being serious in your life and be nasty for a little bit. That's what is called sex. You understand? So there's nothing nasty here. I'll give you a certain instance yesterday. I have a friend who says, like, when a man is inside of her, you should be sucking her toes. Just suck her toes when you are knocking her. That's her own fantasy. She does like that. Probably she saw it somewhere. Can I have few honest people? We just want to establish a reality. Or something that you have done probably once, but you don't do. Probably you don't get somebody who is maybe something that is really not common for people to be exposed to. But you look forward to do. You really Possibly you want to try it. Okay. Yeah. So you guys bring it on. Let's talk. It's a chat room. It's not a sermon. I'm not coming here to preach to you people. We are supposed to be having an interaction. So what are your sexual fantasies? What are the things you've never done that you're looking forward to try? What are the things that you've done once but you've not been doing it and you want to try it? Madabusi. Can't get away testimony with Geoffrey. Can't get away. Yeah. Because mine is sex outdoor, particularly on the beach. I like that shit too. I would like, that's why I want to go to Jamaica. Maybe not this year, maybe next. I have a lineup of vacation this year. Jamaica is not there. I want to try that shit. Sex outdoor. Oh, that shit will be. But I don't know. I imagine what that thing. They say they used to people have sex on the beach. I've never tried it before, but I would like to try that shit. Okay. They say they used to be Jamaica is the best place or Bahamas. Sex on top of moving plane. I want to try moving plane. First of all, you have to be in first class. So I mean, you just sit on top of it. You have to be in first class. So I be regular, I can't joke with you, You don't have conscience. On the moving plane, first of all, I'm always afraid of stupid things. In my head, I feel like I should not be doing some stuff that can provoke God in places where it is easy for God. First of all, God can destroy you anyway. I think it's just foolishness in my head. I would not want to try sex on a plane. First of all, every time I fly a plane, I'm afraid. My mind is thinking rubbish thinking from start to finish. All talk of me now knocking the plane. Call on while being paying. Cook on the father goes the plane. You go. I'm not doing it. No thanks. No thanks. Mr. Godwin, where have you been? Maker Moses. Thanks for joining. I don't want to do play no. That play one is yeah. So what are your fantasies? What are the things you've not tried sexually, or you've not tried with your partner, or the things you have not tried with your husband or your boyfriend, and you really think you are in your head you don't you just wish you do it? Yes. Leave me alone. We're not talking about me. We're asking you what you not try that you want to try. Adebowale Olufowora Williams. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Olufowora, are you from Ijebu? Somebody said on the yacht. Everybody have, especially women, every woman have his. So the fact that he's just doing missionary, he's just doing doggy, doesn't mean that's or no that is that she want to try. So there are so many. My women here will agree with me that there are so many things that you would probably like to do, but it's not in your activity list with your partner, just because he's not exposed to it. Or, and I will tell you, I'm going somewhere. That's why I'm asking your fantasies. Somebody said on the yacht. You are from Abeokuta, okay. Okay. I know that all these, I know, yeah. It has to be Abeokuta. I know Ogunfowora from Abeokuta. I know Onofuwa from Ijebu. Now, those of you who have at least said something as saying places that you look forward to have sex. Airports. How? Somebody said place. Somebody said airports. Airport, okay. Inside toilets. I'll give up on you, man. Quick one inside car. I've done that plenty of times. You guys are talking places. Hey, get here. Let me. Okay, maybe I should open your mind, and I will tell you. You know I'm a man of God, but God gave me a dick for a reason. It's not to just pay. You understand? You see in my head, I'm thinking, but one day, I'm just thinking, but you know those hotels that used to be like 75 floor, 100 and something floor. You just snack on the balcony in the afternoon. You don't know you're in a tall building, those tall balcony. People who are down cannot see you. They can only see maybe just dots. But you that are up, you are the one that is seeing them. Just snack on the balcony. You know those kind of things. Although that one at location, but leave that in. How many of you here know what is God 69? How many of you here know what is God 69? I know Abika they say I will know it. I know Precious, Ruben Precious will know it. I'm not worried about those ones. How many of you know what is called 69? And no. And I thought you were a woman of God. I thought you were born again. Queen Dupsy, I can bet my life you know it. Who don't know 69? So that we know what. So I don't just say things and some people know it and they don't know it. '69, there's no Olubumi, Olufunke, Olubo. How many names do you have? First of all, welcome. Thanks for joining. This is you can see. Yeah, it's uncensored. Unfortunately, you are watching for the first time on a wrong topic. I'm not always like this, so Olubumi, I'm a very good Christian. I'm not always like this every time, so just on here, whatever you hear today. Come next time when I'm saying something, you know. Somebody said I don't know. People say I don't know if it's remember Precious. No let thunder strike you, Precious. I know you know. So 69 is very simple. Just type it out as a comment and look at it very well. You will know what 69 is. Somebody just write, okay, let me use being placed on. You see that word? Six. No, somebody just write it. I want the one that they just write. Don't write anything, just write 69. Just write. I want to just project it so you will know what 69 is. We don't need to explain it. When you just study the typography, you will know what 69 is. Thank you. I know you think I will write it. It's so now look at this letter, these numbers. Look at it very closely. You will know what 69 is. Look at it very closely. Look at it on the screen. You will know what 69 is. Now 6 has a head where? Down. Now 9 has a head up. You see the way it's positioned. Just look at the two letters, the way they are facing each other. One, they are facing each other, right? One has his circle down, the head down. One has the head up, right? So turn this alphabet in your mind as if they are sitting on each other, as if they are on top of each other. Let's imagine that 9 is on top of 6. So instead of being like this, turn it like this. So they're on top of each other now, 9 and 6. So let's say 9 is the woman and 6 is the man, and then turn it like this. So 9 is on top of 6 and 9 is the woman. You understand? So 9 is putting his head where? The head of 9 is where? Right in the bottom of 6. And the head of 6 will be right in the bottom of 9. So 9 is on top of 6 and 9 is the woman. If you don't get it, forget about it. Period. If you don't get it, you are not supposed to be here in the first place. It's a sucking strategy. Do the mass in your house. Call your boyfriend. Better person. Kehinde Babit. Listen, don't tell them. Don't let them know. That's just nice shit is heaven. Like, you have not done 69 in your life, your sexual experience is -1, like, or like -90. No. What are you doing if you have not done 69? Are you mad? But it's not so many people that knows it, and it's not so many people that is exposed to it. You know what I mean? But if you are married and you're not doing 69, they will shit on you. Your husband is permitted to shit on you. You are boring. If you are a wife and you don't have to, you don't have to wait for him to see. Some of you are here as housewife. It is what your husband initiates that you do. All you do is you are an obedient child. No, why can't you be creative? But you see, they told you are afraid of not looking like a bad girl to your husband. Claim good girl. You can't be good bad. You are either bad or good. And who told you that having good sex is bad in the first place? Who told you? So that your husband will not say, when did you learn this song? Abigail, call the number. Okay, let me point this in. Don't call WhatsApp messenger, Joe. Hold up. Motidagbo. The number to call is on your screen. Abigail in dark, everybody. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Am I audible? Can everybody hear me?
Very well.
Okay. So I feel compelled to call in now because of the direction the conversation is going. Right? Let me share my experience with a house. So I got married at 30, right? And I was a virgin when I got married.
Wow.
Now, as you previously said, my mom didn't have any talk with me as regards to sex or what to expect and all of that. Everything that I knew as of the time I was getting married were things that I learned myself. I mean, because of the way my mom was, I knew I wasn't going to get any sex education from her anyway. So I decided that whatever I was going to learn, I was going to have to learn on my own. So I learned from conversations with my aunties. I learned from conversations from my friends. I learned from conversations from people. I read books. I watched movies. I just basically educated myself vigorously on sex. So I was quite armed with the theory aspect, when I got married. And I got married, obviously, before I got married, my husband knew, what he was going to get and all of that. However, here's where I'm going with this conversation. I did now not say, okay, because I was a virgin, I was now lackadaisical when I got married. After we had gone past the initial, it hurts and all of that. I decided, look, the fact that I'm a virgin does not mean I'm going to slack in this marriage when it comes to my needs or my desires and, fulfilling my husband's needs as well. Do you get?
Right.
So I think before we even got to 2 months of marriage, one day my husband called. My husband was like, babe, if nobody say I sure die saying I'm really the first person. I for ask you, say, you sure say you be virgin? Because I don't want to be
whoever I'm
scared of you. Do you get? So my point is, women cannot afford to that because I was like this, because I was like that in a certain way when I got married, my husband should just accept me the way I am. No. You have to work on yourself. If you're going to arm yourself with theory and you're going to tell him what you've learned and you want to practicalize it, by all means do so. Find a way that you will communicate your needs and your desires with your husband, and you will fulfill it in marriage. That is what marriage is supposed to be for. And particularly breaking the myth of people saying, because because you're a virgin now, you're supposed to act in a certain way. Fuck that shit. Do what you need to do in your
because you are a Christian. When I was in my previous marriage, I do some stuff like in the middle of making up intimacy. My wife goes, "Kilo man shall take and she be Christian," and I'll be like, "Show mad."
that's on a separate level, and that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to call, just to demystify the way people feel like, okay, because even if you were not a virgin, you can't be doing farapamo with your husband now, right? I don't see, when you're in a marriage, that is like the ultimate level of nakedness, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, with any other person. It doesn't get any more naked than that, right? So there's a certain level of vulnerability that would come with it, and it should be a comfortable vulnerability. You can't be with your husband and you're acting in a certain way just because why? So here's my charge to women. If you are married or you're in a relationship, whatever it is that you are doing, and you are completely in tune with the person, I beg. If you have to darano for him, darano. Yes, now you have to darano for him, darano. All this you want to use a sex toy, perhaps. You are scared to talk to your husband about it. You are scared to communicate your needs. Babe, that one way you do yesterday, I beg, reach. Do you understand what I'm saying? Communicate your desires fearlessly to your husband. If he now has an issue with accepting the kind of things that you communicate with him, then the problem is not you, the problem is him. Which now brings me back to knowing who you are with. That's where we are going. That's where we started yesterday. Knowledge. Yes, knowing who you are with and knowing how you will communicate with the person. Right? So for me, from the onset, I knew that I was completely free with the person I got married with. I knew that I had no inhibitions at all. And I think that's one of the things that also empowered me as well from the early start of a marriage. I was able to tell him from the Alaye is paying me. Alaye is not paying me. I'm enjoying this. I'm not enjoying that. Right? So that precedent was set from very early. Now I'm 8 years into my marriage, and if I tell my husband I want to swing from a chandelier, he does not even think twice. He's coming to give it to me. So we have worked consistently hard to get to where we are. And that boils down on communicating our needs and our wants without fear, without inhibition. So whatever women need, open your mouth, say what you need, and go for it. Look at the 69 you're talking about. I knew about 69 from just reading books on sex, right? My husband and I got married, and I'm like, in fact, one of the gifts that my aunties gave me was a book on sex positions. And guess what? Wow. Immediately we were past the whole painful stage and breaking the hymen stage and all of that. We decided that once a week, or at least once a week, we will pick a style that is not, the typical to try out. And it didn't feel nasty or anything to us, because at the end of the day, if we don't do them now, we will still do them later. Do you get? So before, I got pregnant, before I had my first child and all of that, we had ample time to do all the ding-dong-ding that we wanted to do. And it was very exciting. And it is still very exciting, which was the reason why I said that 69 shit is good. Big. It is. It is. So that's more or less my contribution. Wow. Say what you need and do what you need to do and get what you need from that marriage. You cannot be saying, hey, I can't talk to him, I don't know how to say it, I don't know how to. You go just suffer yourself. So, yeah. Thank you very much. Let me get back to listening to you. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, no worries. Bye. Let me say something real quick. So many women are grumbling in silence about their dissatisfaction. But do you know that they have never communicated it? Whatever is not said, it does not exist. I've been saying that to you many, many times. Ruben, Precious, I thought you said you don't know 69. How do you know it's very sweet? Ondokudo. Shebi, you say you don't know. You say you don't know it less than 15 minutes ago. Now you know it's sweet.
Let me talk to those of you who are in a relationship or those of you who are married. You are holding back your sexual will, the wildness in you, because you want to look like a good girl. Olayinka, welcome. You are holding back the beast in you because you don't want to. But how you go and ask your partner or go and try it, you will find out. There are some things that is not it's they are unexplainable. You say what is sweet about 69. Yoruba people will say you don't have to do. Try it, come back with a testimony. That's what you did not try. Nobody can explain to you what is sweet about it. You go and try it. If it doesn't sweet for you, go and call your gynecologist. You have a problem. Now, so you are holding back all your beach mode, right? You are holding back all your ashewuski. You don't want to look like a bad girl to your husband or to your partner. Sister Ogoni. That's the reason why your husband is going to that girl. Because the girl is doing those things that you are not doing. Is doing it to him. How more will it? Don't you ladder the pa? Want to ladder the pa? As in want to lie, you daddy bàjẹ́. Wọ́n ti gbé trabayé, wọ́n ti gbé àwọn ibì kan tí wọ̀ náà tí wọ̀. Ìwọ dẹ̀ lè ṣe gbogbo kíní yẹn. Stupid ààrẹ, ó dẹ̀ like ẹ̀. But you want to be a good girl. Fẹ́lá Adéwálé, I live in Baltimore, come away. As much as I talk to, I do biology practical too, since November. Ṣáà fine kò dẹ̀ ní dìnnà. Àwọn àṣẹ practical fún ẹ̀ ṣọlá rẹ̀ ò balẹ̀ ni. Come, just have big bumper and be fine. Go there, máa ná ẹ lówó kò ní ṣọ̀fẹ́ o. Gbé mi, àwọn àṣẹ practical náà. Ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá ní nípa láti ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fún, àbíkádéṣọ́ you know I told you earlier. Òun lè ní àwọn ti dé, òun lẹ́ni kejì ẹ tọ́jú rẹ̀. Àwa ò dájú, èèyàn tó bá nídìí ẹ̀ pàmò àwa ń ṣe tiwa fọ́lọ́run ni. Torí àwọn òbí táwọn ọmọ tiwa náà máa rìn dé. Èèyàn máa ṣe èèyàn máa ran helping ourselves náà ni. On a more serious note, ẹ̀yin ló máa ń jẹ́ kí n sọ rubbish, you people will be doing rubbish. On a more serious note now, so let's forge ahead from. I just did a little recap of everything we discussed yesterday. So, I was asking a question. I didn't want to make me struggle. No, so that you will not go too far. You will not go too far. I just got back and it will be a very crazy thing for me to start setting up. I came in like 5 minutes before 3 o'clock and I wanted to make that 3 o'clock. Your brain didn't joke with me. They were cool and so for me now. And she to follow on. I call her be I made those shoes, you know. And the man stressing me. Leave me alone. People should warn new harm to stop bullying me. Now, the following people, I need to report them to the general public. New harm is a bully. Abike Adeshewa is a big bully. Abefe Robot is a bully. Omoduni Robot, they are rising my life. Bully. Who else? Tolu Lokpe is a bully. Tatuna a bully. Abosede, Bamidele Abosede, Mommy Gio. Bully nìyẹn náà, leave me alone, it's not. Bully nìyẹn náà. Ẹ bá mi wọ́n náà, ibi yẹn kan fi mí lẹ̀. Now, let's get serious. So I was asking this question. Let's get back to our test of hypothesis, right? So every woman, I mean, men too, have what we call sexual fantasy, right? There's a picture in your head. There are some things in your head. Maybe you've heard it before, you just conceive it in your mind that you have not been doing in all your Okodido experience that you wish you do. Even if it's not your thing, you wish you try it once. I have asked here, some people have said a couple of things, and I'm asking you, how many of you are honest enough? New one, welcome. Thanks for joining. You are a good Christian. You always say the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everybody have that thing in their head. It might not be what you really do with your partner because maybe your partner is not into it, or you just said it's too. And there's nothing that is nasty. Everything about sex is nasty in the first place. So, you know, I will not be reading comments again. Don't you want today? I'm violence people today. So I was asking, you know why I'm asking these things? I just want you to see how much people are stomaching. If you are privileged to be very open, and the difference is there is if you have a good communication with your partner, you'll be able to talk shit. There are some of you who have never, like I said, you have not done any sexual survey with your partner before. How far you bad him for you that you like it? What are the things that you want to be better? What are the things that you want us to introduce? I have a couple of questions. So you have not answered me. Somebody said you want to have sex in the plane. Somebody said you want to have sex on the beach. Cool. Somebody said, which one again? Those are locations. That's not really. See, I have wide fantasy. As much as I'm when if it is one of you are me gangan. We are mostly the pastor later in the future. But Kinto the pastor. Very shit so. I don't think I would like it because of the way my mind is programmed. That's something that, like, I don't go to strip club. I don't like it. I don't like porn. I don't go to strip club. It's not my thing. Like, I hate strip club. But let's try it. Let's try to do something. Maybe once, and I will board you. So, Kinshinisi. That's my fantasy. If you like judge me, personal problem, I hear me. You all in life me. New I'm said tantrum sex. Me, my God, don't sorry. I don't know your fantasy. We're asking everybody's fantasy. What is your own fantasy? We don't know. What is tantrum sex? New one. Me, my God, don't ya single. I became I just what precious and experience of both. What is tantrum sex? We are all learning now. I'm not a. Yes, now the number to call is on your screen. If the people have been calling since this one come, what day can we call it? What is tantrum sex? What day? Hey, you're going to get tantrum sex, you.
Uncle Victor.
Ma. You let that atmosphere now. You will get. Ilé olúwa lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì àgbàrá ní. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà alẹ́ ní àlágùn sẹ́yìn mi ò fòrò mi ìdààmú.
There's no how we're going to have a good conversation today without being distracted. How can you be in bed and talking to us, man?
You want me to take off my shirts? Maybe that will make you focus.
Like you take everybody will do your own way. Leave me.
Ara mi ara Jésù ẹ̀jẹ̀ dé. They will work at it.
You rubbish really. I don't even come on feel and if I got you. Yeah, all those are the platform here. Ruka, what's going on bedroom? We do see it. What's about what time do you? All right, so I see we're getting late today, but at least with the little information, let's talk about our fantasies. I don't know how much of our Lori platform, but I really don't know whether we're all married, single, dating. I think it's a mixture of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You see about your fantasies. If you are not married, to be honest, it's better you explore them now before you get married. Explore them now, if possible, before you get married. Because when you get married, it becomes a dream in most cases. 80% it depends on your partner. So by any partner to on the same page, on the same level, you will never ever explore it. I'm a wish me.
I'm having a blue film.
I swear down. This is not a joke. Let's have a platform. Let's talk about it. Before I got married, any partner to Yahweh do me love for will you marry me land? See that really be love me. I need to go beyond the goal at some point. It's not about you being naughty or anything. It depends on who your partner is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get me? Our partners don't want people who feel so relaxed around them, so that you can express yourself without holding back. I think what do you feel like doing? What is it that you fantasize about and you think you could do? So on that level. And to be honest, life. Fantasy between two of you. There are some secrets my buy low. Come on, bury by keep pass of my son. Why did you emergency? Do you get me? So fantasy in most cases is not. It doesn't have to be dirty, but it has to be something. Sometimes
out of the box, out of normal.
It has to be a bit unspeakable. That's why you call it fantasy. If it's a normal thing, then you will have done it. It's normal thing is like you have sex with your boyfriend, you do the normal thing. I want normal thing. If it's normal something that people share that they are going human being normal. I want something that they are going to no.
Must that be your example?
So this is what we call fantasy. But the good news is make sure if you have a good partner before you get married, try to explore yourself. Try to express yourself. Someone like me now, whatever, the answer really. But I'm going to go up with the so some things only because the age to yakin see at the time they can fantasize getting the more right see are you will you marry me? Every my experience the person I got married to now can never ever admit
get to that point.
Not even admit, agree to my fantasies, never. I married somebody who I want to this world is not my home. So
I'm blessed here, get those shit. God, as we want to knock ourselves now.
Fantasies, explore. How can somebody do this? How many I will in fact not to take levels these people must be on drugs. How can they do this? Oh no, I can't believe human beings can do this, man. Along with you, come out, rubbish So be life, fantasies should be something that you will drive you wild and mad. Even after 1 year, to match you, she wants you, she must smart, so possible. You understand? But fantasies, fantasies, I want advice, fantasies, marriage, family believe so we do fantasies level some people have tried it in their marriage and it boomerangs to pay now. Their marriage, they bring back to my family to talk about so I won't see away and the reason don't she won't to
I got to buy she.
You understand? I have a family like that. Okay, oh, yeah, we don't bring it up. Let's do this. Let's try threesome. Let's do. Of course, I declared into it now. So one car, but let's try side and say, oh, no, will stop. But the family needs to go very low and I don't introduce it. So, but so your moment at marriage to Daru. So that's why I'm saying from the little I've seen, it's not something you want to explore with your oko after it's not always good for Obìnrin láti bring it on in marriage. Hey, you want to express fantasies? No, let the guy do it. To buy while to buy any look, but people not there on that page. Why enjoy it? But auntie, sister, Big, sister Queen, sister Ola, auntie Fedayo, Emma, Victor, bad is for fantasy. You Victor that little. So after you what Victor go out of one bed, keep it to your marriage. So say I'm a night spring and leave night vigil. See me come on feel mo ṣe feel ni.
Oni feel ku feel. Oni feel ku feel.
Boxers to wear. More like our boxers to man tight by.
Uncle Chelsea ni. Uncle Chelsea. Iṣẹ́ ọlọ́wọ́ ni.
I'm for compared to you, no problem. But we talk about like oh serious. All of my go to come 1 kilo in Victor.
Ìmọ̀ yóò ní jọ. Ọlọ́run, if you are watching this show for the first time, I don't know that caller, please. Me, I unknow her, I disown her. In fact, but hey, I get the point, the perspective that she's coming from. Like I was having a discussion day before yesterday with a lady, and I said, do you know that nothing is outrightly bad and nothing is undoubtedly good? Good thing can get to bad results. For example, I said, listen, it is not every truth that is necessary. Oh, when you have your partner, you should be open to your husband. Oh, that you don't work and be said, go to marry. Oh, that you there is no man that is godly enough to hear that and take his mind away from it. The day you have to work late or traffic will owe you, you will have problem. Save the details. Sometimes maturity is required. My father said something. See, my father was a gangster. You understand? Daddy made that put. Daddy made job. I was raised by my mother, so. But I was already an adult before I began to have, good relationship with my father. So my father is trying to make up for the time, so we spent some quality time. So I was already an agbalagba when my father wanted to start doing his own parenting. Was there, so we should not open up to our partner. I'm saying use your common sense. There are some truths that are very unnecessary. In fact, ideally, you might feel differently. I advise people, tell everything about your past to your partner, but please save the details about your sexual experiences. It's unnecessary. I don't enter our party in our Dubai. Hi, my ex-boyfriend, me to amu that deal with bed Dubai. To go call me to go relate it. That's what we call TMI. too much information. Yes, you are a human being, you are coming from somewhere, you have exes. The details about your sexual life or your sexual experience should not be what you tell Ogbonaga you want to be. Hey, I just want to tell him everything. Unnecessary truths. You have knocked your pastor before when he was a youth pastor. Now he's your parish pastor. He's married, he's settled. Now you want to get married, you are telling your boyfriend that you and pastor have knocked each other before. You are a single lady. Your boss in the office is toasting you, so he's used to take you out for lunch and he has been giving you money. He's the one that helped you. He bought the car you are using for you. You now meet a man that wants to marry you. He's toasting you, and you are telling the man now that your boss, you are not dating him, yes. So you feel like that is an exoneration. No, it's not. But òun ló ra mọ́tò fún ẹ. O lọ shopping Dubai nígbà kan tó rí picture ẹ lórí Facebook ẹ. Ọ̀gá ẹ ló rán ẹ lọ. And you are telling that to your partner because you say, I just so that you will not hear outside. I just say I should tell you, your brain is you are thinking with your kidney. Umate, some truth will fetch you trouble. There's no point. It's unnecessary. I used to date a lady that was. I keep looking at her as if she's stupid. And one day, she's used to talking about, especially when you just get intimate. Imagine make you just snag gay. And then she's telling you, oh man, this was nice. Oh, I love it. And then she will give you an example. Well, I've never had anything like this. But Femi. Femi ẹ̀ tẹ̀ dọ̀jọ́ kan, the only time tó tẹ̀ tí ajọ́ kan tá a jọ sí kí nìkan tó tilẹ̀ báyìí mo kàn pariwo ní ìwé báyìí mọ̀ mi ò tí mọ̀ kankan pa. And I'll be sitting there in my head like this. Àbólórí burúkú lélẹ̀. I don't need all these details. TMI, too much information. Same way is what Niwam is just talking about. There's a difference between fantasy and fantasy. If you have fantasy that you want to fuck a white man in your life, you are not abnormal. There are some people, you have watched too much of Telemundo. You like Spanish people, the way they used to have long hair. All those men, Sebastian and Sebastian, is attracting you every time you watch When You Are Mine. I begin up beginning Catalina and Sebastian. You want to fuck a man with those Jesus hair. You are not abnormal. You are not a bad woman for having such fantasy. But you dare not discuss that with your husband. Because you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. Now tomorrow you are living neighbor to or worker to them from that part of the world. Your husband becomes restless. How would I not know Telemundo? Because do I tell you I live in the Pluto? It's Telemundo in Nigerian station. You have a right to have weird fantasies. But I mean, there are fantasies and fantasies. If you go and tell stupid fantasy to your partner, don't let that you call the person up and same. Yeah, come here, I saw that much that all come. That wisdom is required. That's the bottom line. Wisdom is required. But things that you know that you can do. Matter of fact, let's draw the line. Your sexual fantasies that your husband do not possess or have the capacity or capability of doing, don't discuss it. Can I say that again? Fantasies that you clearly know that your husband does not fit in. You like black dick, you like big shoulder, or you like men. It turns you on when you see chest hair, for example. Your husband body is like catfish. Shut up your mouth. Because you see, when you are going to make him insecure. You understand? Don't talk those shit. It's unnecessary. So whatever fantasies you have that your partner do not possess or have the capacity of bringing to reality. Don't stress the man out by making it will become an unrealistic or unreasonable demand. You understand? You know clearly that this man does not fit in. Your husband is short. You keep talking about wait, the mom. Then you know, when a tall man just hold you, we push it wrap it around. Idiot, or stupid. Women don't know that little things is what you do to offend the man. Or not even offend, to crush on their emotions, crush on their ego. And once you tamper a man's ego, you have tampered with his dick, you have tampered with his life, you have tampered with everything. Nothing will function right with him. So thank you, Niam, so that we can draw that line, because I like to strike a balance. Discuss fantasies that you evidently see that your husband can. Only man are exposed, see, so that's why you're discussing it. So, and you want it to happen. Discuss it, yeah. It looks like it. Don't make things that you know that you evidently cannot achieve. You want to have long dick. No, now don't talk about big dick in his presence. Yeah, we talked about hygiene yesterday. We did a lot about hygiene yesterday. I don't want to. Maybe we will touch base on that. We talked about hygiene a lot yesterday. Those who were here yesterday knows that we really dealt intensely about hygiene yesterday. If that you are, let me be your sex partner so that you will teach me all this. No, I'm not for the less privileged. No. No, thank you. She want to bewitch somebody. Yes, I know you were in there. We dealt so well. I mean, we'll touch base on it. So, my next question, before we will now begin to draw this line, my next question is this. So, we understand what fantasy is, and we understand there are so many people who are having those things, or who, like, you know what I'm saying, you are not privileged to do it when you are single. Now you are married, everything got done. Let me add to what Niwam has said. To every single girl who is sexually active right now, how about the sex that you can have? Not everybody might be blessed to have a partner that's on the same page with her, like Abigail Lashewa. It doesn't happen too frequently. There's some time that you will marry somebody that are from two parallel lines sexually. You understand? You understand? So you want to mad now. I will add to it. When you are single and you're having sex for fun, to enjoy yourself. There's a portion of sex in marriage that is an obligation. You understand? So, and then when you are sleeping and waking up beside the same woman every day, for a man, you don't have any reason to be a porn star to impress her. We don't see any reason. He's not coming to see a guy that is calling you, chasing you, and is going to get you once a month. To back by him, I don't care about that. Because he's having that privilege at the time. So he can do 4 rounds within night, 5 rounds in a night. Husband don't have any reason to do 4, 5 rounds. Kill it more. There's no point. It's not because he cannot do it, but there's no point for it. He will still do tomorrow. Anytime he wants it, he have it. Do you understand? Nobody want to impress housewife. I mean, let me correct that. We do impress. But it's not a frequent occurrence. And sometimes marriage gets too old and they fall into what we call, error of familiarity. You understand? Error of familiarity. They get too familiar and the man just don't see any reason to be looking for G-spot. Everybody, this one is worried about bills, children, family, projects. The wife is worried about this. Sex is not so. It becomes an obligation at that time. It's not fun. So have all the fun you want to have while you can. I am not saying that's why we're having this discussion in the first place. For married people, sex should also be fun. And except you are intentional about it as a married couple, you will lose the savor of your intimacy. And that's the reason for all of these shows. You have to be intentional, intentionally create content, intentionally spice things up, talk about things, appraise yourself, have discussions. There are married women everywhere. Maybe some of you will be honest to admit that is married. Your husband is you are having good sex with your partner. Good sex. Abika, I'm not talking to you. You are having good sex with your partner. The sex is good, no complaint. But that in your marriage again, there is one particular sexual experience in your head. Just thinking about it, just remembering it alone, turns you on. Who know what I'm talking about? There's one bastard that you have met in your life. As I said, I'm not talking to Abigail. She won't understand. It's Jack in what we are talking about. So it's not as if the sex is not good. It's good though. But she want before a little pay months, years after to battle rotting go, I to turn it on. Just remember. Thank you, Dupsy. The present partner, the husband, the boyfriend, the fiancé, whatever it is. Okay, sorry. He's doing well and you're impressed. But there's one experience you've had that is just like out of the world. To some people, it's their first experience. You understand? So some people, it's their first experience. It's not even first experience. It's just one particular experience in between. One really that just you know. You know. Let me go to my next question. So because I now bring all these joys together. I know there are some. Where is Bamidele? Who is that? Bamidele. She was alone. Okay. No, you knew I know you. You can relate. We know. Let me ask. Let's share some common questions that I have to attend to. You know, people ask me questions that I don't have an answer for. That's the crazy thing about counseling people when it comes to relationship. They just assume that you know everything. There's some shit they ask me that I don't know. There are some things they ask me because I am a man. It's embarrassing to me. There's some things they ask me because I am presently not married. I can't even advise them. I know the answer, but it's not just in the right place to do so. There's this question that I've had to attend to every time. So let me ask you now. Abike, are you there? Are you there? What is your position? Whether you want to say it is okay or it is not okay for either of the partner, or let's particularly narrow it down to woman, to both are the of them or the general of them all. What's your position about a married woman using sex toy? Using sex toy. Because we want to talk about what are the sex auxiliaries. And one of those things is sex toy. What's your position? Let's discuss. If you want to call in, the number to call in is on this. I don't know how people always ask, can I call in? There's a way it bothers me. Did you read your screen at all? Or is it what I'm saying that you are saying? Get ready. What to do? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victor. You see the sex toy thing, unfortunately, as you, I don't even know. I don't know much about sex toys. Yeah, you won't believe it. Even when I was much younger, even before I got married, that is one thing I never got used to. One thing I realized about this sex toy is something has to lead to something before you and your partner can go to that level and agree on something. You must have been able to express yourself well with your partner, and you two must have been a bit vocal about it, and you must have spoken or talked about some things, right? Sex toy to me is to enhance, isn't it?
Yeah, the auxiliaries. Yes.
The foreplay and everything that thing. So that you two are like obviously open to it. Someone like me, I never liked it. My ex-boyfriend once tried it on me, and to me, like people say, to get pleasure from me. To me, it's this pleasure. It's like we see whatever, but I couldn't cope. And ever since, maybe the person that used it with me then didn't know how to use it, or probably we both were not experiencing that level. But somebody like me, I won't lie about it. I don't do it. I don't like it. I never had it. The day I said it with, when I was with my few friends, new friends somewhere. They were all laughing just because I can be vocal about things. They thought, are you for people? I swear down, I don't have a sex toy even before I got married. I am a very open person. I talk about things, but I don't know about sex toys. Now with men, I'm thinking some people, I've listened to a kind of women's gathering one day, and people were talking about enhancing sex and all that. If your husband, if your partner, it doesn't have to be husband, if your partner, himself understands that message, they won't go wow to it that much. Let me tell you something. Whether you tell a man or not, I think everybody should know what they can do or what they're capable of doing. Telling a man is good is just to rub the ego and make them feel good. Sometimes the operator look cooking now. Even when you're lying to them, but they love you to rub the ego because how can you enjoy somebody when you're already, crush down by saying
crush the ego.
Whatever. There's some things you don't say to men. You kill the ego right there, and you will never get a good part of them. But to an extent, see what the partner and you communicate well, and his dick is rather very small, or it's not satisfying you, or you don't get the pleasure and all that, and your friends that you can talk about things. I think that is when people use sex toy and their partner can, agree to that. It is not about you pulling out sex toy. If you pull out sex toy where my husband is, I am not lying. I swear to God. I'm sure my pastor will call me the next day. Because he's not on that level. He is sexually active. He's up to it. He's everything. But every other fantasy you may be thinking of, keep it to yourself. So men, because he's going to use it against me one day if I open up to say, can we not do this or that? Because even though his expression, when we see other people doing it or in films or things like that, tells me don't come up, don't ever bring it up with him. You should study your partner and know what things you can discuss with them. Some things, no force, no cajole, the money out with the sword down, she can say, oh, the soaking of it. Why so to do against the automatic yellow core if you're not careful. So when it comes to sex toy, make sure your partner is on that level. Why can't you get this? Yes, embrace it. Only if you want to see it, probably won't embrace it. But don't let it come from you, some things. Then sex toy has to be agreed. I don't think it's good for me now. We need sex toy big, okay, pull it out. The kind of husband I have, where is this coming from? And why do we need it? Am I making sense?
Right.
So that's the way I say about sex toy. But to me, it is good if your partner attests to it and he likes it or she likes it. Bring it on. You both can enjoy it. Watch films that's got to do with sex toys that, both of you can enjoy it. But make sure you know who you are bringing it up with.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. All right. Because I'm coming from a perspective. I've come to figure out by my little, random sampling that there are so many married women that have sex toys that is undisclosed. They are not using it. I'm not saying the one that use it with their partner. Let me rephrase. There are so many married women who masturbate and enhance themselves with sex toys. Whether you know it, whether you don't know it, it does exist and it's in high rise. Yes. Because you see, masturbation. Let me educate our audience with one thing. Masturbation is not a result of lack of good sex. Masturbation is an addiction. Okay. It is an addiction. There are people who will get off sex right now. Don't have for this. That's him. The Oshima masturbate. It's an addiction. It's an addiction that you can easily get from you watching too much of porn and make you addicted to masturbation and all of that. We're not going into the details of that. So the fact that there are some people who masturbate because they are sex starved.
Yeah.
But you see, that's a situation at that time. If you get used to it too much, too frequently, by the time she's not sexually active, she will still freaking masturbate.
Okay.
So I am asking, my question, my side of the whole thing is that married women who actually uses sex toy by themselves.
Sorry. It is not about being married or not being married or married people using it. That is not even the point of contention.
Yeah.
The point is something must have led to something. Now you've set it up. Sometimes this thing could be an addiction, yeah? Some people just find pleasure in it. It's not an addiction. But let's look into where this person is coming from before getting married. Something must have led to something.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not a fine baby. When you see my face, may not be.
It's a lie, though.
Yeah, no, I'm just a normal baby. I'm telling you. But me, I choose to be free. So, we have to get you. She ever was that lane of one sex toy. I swear down. I was never on that lane of having to even think of sex toy. Me ever see that lane as outgoing type as I was, growing up and all that. My university level, my everything, I swear down. I schooled in Nigeria, I schooled abroad. I never had to use it. I mean, it was never my thing. The only time my boyfriend introduced me to that shit, I never liked it. Maybe that is why I think she was on that lane, not because of anything, but me, scarcity between my toilet.
Like that is it's called self-gratification.
Our boyfriend come out baby, I will not introduce our girlfriend once to don't go far. So after coming here, come my pleasure, but why they got to play up to you? Let me. Our guys, I'm sure they will be doing that to help themselves out even by introducing their girlfriends to that. Having said that, if it comes to addiction, I would not say keep that shit to yourself. If it's addiction, make sure you discuss it with your partner. I'm telling you. Will you marry me? It's better you let him know. And to marry friend, to why that will you marry me? On ground. So it's not the kind of truth. So you could keep too much if you're going to marry somebody. After I want one married to go on full around city deal. The guy will never know this girl. Oh, mama, pretend to me. The matter one level here, you can keep it for as long as you can. But it is always good to head towards that level to open up on some things. But you want to share, you want to see, you understand that you just love it. You know your past, okay, like you, we shall girls they pay, they always have a boyfriend and dick available pay. That's why you get used to it. You got used to it because of that. Open up a bit to your partner if it gains towards marriage. Any addiction, I think the partner go to go to but then courts me more for me to we go around traces. That's the essence of you guys spending time together sometimes. So this sex toy and thing, I want to really enjoy but I mean more fun you enjoy. I just want to get us so go my husband looked at me like
don't go further.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my one to go.
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Victor.
Good evening.
How are you
welcome.
today?
Good, I'm great.
Are you still online?
Yes, we are here.
Okay. I know the last question you asked was about how people feel about sex toy.
Right.
So, I mean, my take on that is I once had a boyfriend, American. And most of my girlfriends are American also. So, they usually would have every now and then. I mean, that was when I was in Michigan. I live in Maryland now. So every now and then they will have a sex party, like a sex toy. They like sell toys. They sell different kind of sex toys. But I don't want to use the word unfortunately. The boyfriend I had at that time was the one that even encouraged me. Like, go have some fun, go. I mean, he would even give me money to purchase. I didn't initiate it, but I guess it was something that he liked. So he wanted me to have an experience. So I would go to the parties every now and then. Of course, he would give me the money, and when I come back, I'll purchase maybe 2 or 3 items, because they're different kinds of them. Anyway, so when I get back home, how was it? You want to try it? And let me see. So to me, concerning the sex toy thing, I had a great experience with it. But say, like the other lady said, depends on who you're with, because when it comes to some men, like, no, I don't want to relate to my little sex toy. You understand? Like that. But to me, it was a single person. I'm not addicted to it because I have self-control. You understand what I'm saying? But to me, it was a very great experience. I loved it. But I do have some, don't get me wrong. But to me, it's a good experience. I had a great experience with it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, if your partner don't have a problem with it, like the guy I was going with, he didn't have a problem with it. He was actually the one that initiated me into it. He encouraged me to go. And I bought some. He saw me use it. He didn't use it on me. I used it, but he was watching me. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it felt great. It was something I never, like, wow, ever thought of doing. But to me, it was like, wow, I had a very, like, a wow experience. So
wow,
depends on everybody. So
yeah, it's always individual. That's why I said it yesterday. The thing with sex is personal. That's why I'm always careful not to say this is how it works. No, it works with you the way it works with you, but not just you. It works with you the way it works. It depends on who you're with and who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. So with me, I had, I was introduced to it, and I don't see anything wrong with it. So there's no string attached. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get your feelings hurt. You don't have to think of, STD and all of that. So yeah, exactly. So to me, it was a great experience, and I still have some. I still possess some. So that's my own take. I'm a silent watcher of yours. I've been following you for some time now, but I just don't, comment But I just thought when you touched on the sex toy thing, because I've had an experience with it, so I just wanted to cheap it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Have a good evening.
You too. Now, just another side of it. People use sex toy for different reasons. Some people just got out of a major heartbreak that has left them with the fear of relationship. You understand? Some people got a very toxic relationship that they end up getting STD, getting all of this shit. And they don't want to be heartbroken, or they're running away from, being vulnerable anymore. And they just resolve to sex toy. Some people, they just like self-gratification. They just like self-gratification. That's just it for them. And to some people, they just don't know why they do it. They do it for many reasons. But you see, why did I raise that part of it, of sex toy? I'll give you 2 examples. I met a lady some years back, and we're talking. And after a while, we've been talking. I think we've been out like 2 or 3 times. We went out one time, and then she invited me over to her house. I visited the house and chilled for a moment. We had a good time. When I mean good time, I say we talk, because some of you are very dirty in the mind. We talk, and I went to my house. Cool. And I think she felt more comfortable. And then she invited me the second time. And by the time I got to her house, I knocked the door. And then she texted me, I was like, I'll be right there. By the time she came to the door, she was just stepping out of the shower and she was in a towel. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni, ṣé òun wáìn mi ni? Mi ò bá the day verse, you know. So for me as a nigga, sharp guy, I knew that Ọlọ́run máa gbògo léni. I was just looking at how the president would be. So I sat down as a gentleman in the living room. She went back to her bedroom upstairs. And then she called my name from upstairs, said, "Oh, I don't want you to sit alone by yourself. Come up. I'm just getting dressed. I'm going to take a minute." So she invited me upstairs to the bedroom. So already on my way, I was already touching my pocket looking for CD. Like, you know what I mean? Sign of favor. I was already looking for my wallet, looking at my pocket, but I CD that I might need it. I was already jarred up because we just got talking. I didn't know that we would get to that verse that early. So me, Mura Jawa, you know. But Jawa was normal, always guiding. Guiding. So I was getting on the staircase with so much excitement. Olúwa, àṣebáyé ló dùn tó. Ọlọ́run ṣé o. You know, men will understand what I mean. You are going there with all those unexpected knocking that you did not plan before. You did not know that the thing, all those girls. You know when you chase again. She has been giving you attitude. All of a sudden, she texts you one day and like, "I'm bored. Can you come over?" Those kind of feeling. It could be like say you duffer from your house to her house. I want PRN FIFO. Any nurse will know what I mean. I want FIFO PRN. Don't come and work, you know. My agency. So I was getting on the staircase like, oh, I share it. You know that kind of thing. When you almost get to the room, you would calm yourself down because you know you don't want anxiety to ruin the shit for you. So I'm going to pick up fire ballet. Yeah, ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Bíbélì wípé ọwọ́ ọ̀tún Olúwa ṣiṣẹ́ agbára. You know, ṣe ìyanu. Olúwa tó Ọlọ́run ìpè mi. Ògo ni fún orúkọ rẹ̀. So calm down. Take a deep breath. So I get to the door. Of course, by the time I get to the staircase, the door room was open. She was in the bathroom. The bedroom door was open. She was in the bathroom right by the bedroom. You know, applying lotion and she already threw the towel out. So I think we're in Adam and Eve mode. No, we're in Eve mode. Okay. So she said to me, "That's my room." So normally, so she's still in the bathroom running lotions and all of that stuff. I'm supposed to go to the bedroom. So I went to the bedroom before her. Follow me. I'm telling you this story for a reason. Yeah, I highly classified to you. My need there. I went to the bedroom before this girl. Lo and behold, by the time I entered into with that excitement, that you know, I don't talk about gym there. I don't stretch with lady say that Leonie, Lori African Magic over. As I walked into the bedroom, ladies and gentlemen, oh, be miracle. So gbé mi. So gbé mi. I will never forget this experience in my life. You see, it don't be like say you the yes, not Peter. I've not been Shina Peter. I've not been Shina Peter. And you just say, "Hi!" Boom. I say, "Hi." Everywhere, my silence again. Everywhere, that low. As we go up to Shini, I make calm down in 1 minute. Just entering a room. You know why? Do you know why? When you see dildo that is 4 times than your dick, that the girl is using in her wardrobe, they have not born you well, you will calm down. If she's using this one herself, mélòó lára mi, oko mélòó mo ní, mélòó lára mi. This guy have enough sex toy that can open a shop. in her closet. Egbe. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Let me watch my mouth because there was one that I saw on this show. But I mean, I'm not saying anything absurd. I don't know how to explain it. As grown as I am, it's not every such toy that it's not every such toy that I know. I know dildo. It was last year that I know the one they call battery. You know the one, that small one, that tiny one, that conclude one, toman vibrating, that vibrator. It's last year that I know it. I don't even know it before. It's last year that I know it. It's one of my friends online. Yeah, it's popular. That told me about it. You have to even Google it and send me a picture of it to even know what she was talking about. It's not every something that I know. This girl have dildo like 5. I'm dead serious. There's one of those dildo. That's the one that scares me. Opa action Mamilara. That one is black. I'm not joking. The head will be like this my wrist. Like this. It's not this one, this one. That dildo is about at least like 11 inches. I mean, most stupid, like 14 inches. Oh, boring. What do you know how scary a black dildo look like? If you will be acting like you know what I'm saying. And then she have 5 of that. She have other colors. She have one black. She have one that looks like white man dick. She now have those ones that used to have like a dick and then have another cover one. That one that will be put inside. That cover one will now be made by You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they call it. That one. So if you be knocking it, one will be jacking the clitoris, one will be entering those things. You people know what I'm saying. Will not mind vibrate by. She have that one. Pink color. One. Like as I'm talking to you, I'm seeing the picture in my head. Like that girl gave me trauma. And then this whip, she had it. You know that whip, tomato bikoboko, black. She now have handcuff. Tí wọ́n bá ti ń rìn gbogbo ti pẹ́ ọjọ́ kan wà á rìn fẹsẹ̀ sí o, wọn bí ẹ̀rí o, wọn rìn fẹsẹ̀ sí ọdún mọ̀ sọ. She now have handcuff. But that handcuff, it doesn't look like regular police handcuff. Wọ́n wá fi bí kíní yẹ díẹ̀ sí, ó wá jẹ́ pink. Pink round about it, so it looks fancy. But it's metal, this handcuff, go. What happened with whip and they're in a closet like this. Right? There's some other ones that I don't know what that one means. There's one that looks like Boris. It's round, just round. It just like what that be ball kicking by. It'll be silver color by any. Okay, so later the motion find out. They say they used to insert that one. Then she have butt plug. You know what they call butt plug? You people know it. Pretend that she have butt plug. That one too have feather. You have a pink and purple feather like this. Everything in her closet. Put a one year and buy. Everything I've told you did not scare me. Let me tell you what scares me. In the middle of the bedroom, this is a girl that I know, and I know where she works. I know. So I know that. Hear this. In the middle of the bedroom, she have a pole there. Pole. You know what I mean by pole? Have you been to strip club before? I have a pole almost in the middle, like a bed combine. Only pole there. Ẹgbà mi ibo ni mo wá yìí. Ṣáàdírẹ́sì Sódómù and Gòmórà kọ́ lélẹ́yìí báyìí. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni, if you say as I sit down for the edge of the bed, ó kú mo ṣe fẹ́ kó ń bí báyìí. Like I was brushing my face. Ṣógun láyé ni. Tọ́mọ fẹ́ lọ bomb Russia gan weapon gbọ́dọ̀ tó yẹn. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Now hear this. I can't explain how I felt. I was destabilized. Completely run out of order. She came out of the bathroom and she was feeling sexy and I was saying, sit down very well. Come to the bed. She went to lay down. Much talk with the leg, that kind of thing. I can't be saying from this anyway, man. I didn't catch up with this thing. I just said that you want me to come back in the evening? Said, no, come, what the hell? And then she will want to feel sexy. I will just look for one discussion to engage the thing again. We'll talk about this. Ọlọ́run ìjọ mi nínú kòtò tí mo wà yìí kòtò ọ̀run lélẹ̀. Ọlọ́run báwo mi fẹ́ bọ́ tábà ẹ̀? No, because I don't know where I want to start. If you are using this thing, no. That black dildo, if any girl that is using it, if 3 man penetrate her, she won't feel it. I managed to leave that house that day in December. I went for a party. This is experience I had like about 3.5 years ago. In December, I went for a party. As I was walking out, this girl was at the door. She too came out. I didn't see her at the party, but as I was walking out of the place, she was in her car on her way out. And she said, hey, Victor. Where you buy? How to be like, bah. Why did I tell you this story? Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a very open-minded person. I'm not judgmental. Do I think sex toy is bad? No, I don't think so. If it works for you, it works for you. If it don't work for you, I know I have a couple of friends who bought sex toy recently and some like it and some say, Victor, and I don't like it. I don't know why some people really trust me and confide. I have some friends that will just tell me things that they're not supposed to tell me. They just want to spoil my Christian life. Must you tell me what it is? I was like, man, do you know that this lady is not because she only bought sex toy, not because she's sex type or anything. She's just curious. Women adventure. She just want to see what it feels like. Maybe she have co-workers who have been talking about it and then she bought it. She ordered it by herself. And she just tried to use it and she wasn't feeling that shit. I know, I get boss. I know. Bismillah Nikon, Alhamdulillah Nikon. She man for. She saw me this December. She called me and I was like, when I turned back and I saw her, had me the beat back, boom, boom. Because it was that picture that came to my head. Now, why am I telling you this? I don't think having sex toy is bad. If it works for you, it depends on the individual. But this is what I always say. I think stupidity is bad. You are inviting a man that you are just talking to. Hopefully, you think that you guys can probably have a relationship. And you have those weapons of bad destruction and you are displaying it. You are dumb. That was a very aggressive introduction. It's stupid. I probably must have now girls who are more wild than her. Most likely. It doesn't mean she's that young. Only my possibility I will to be because opportunity that he convinced me otherwise. I didn't even talk about it. I didn't even say, do you want all of this? No. Like I spent the whole time I spent in that room acting as if I was blind. I acted like I was literally blind. But I think it is stupidity for you to have it and display it or even talk about it. These things are private. Private. If you like sex toy and you use it for yourself. Shut up your mouth. If you now have a partner and you have a discussion and he's into it, yes, you guys can enjoy it. But be careful. Men are very sneaky. Men are sick as fuck. A man will even be the one to introduce you to something, you will admit it, and you will do it together with him, and he will use it against you. Be careful. Yeah, I agree with you, Newham. I don't get my precious get away. But I like to give people their individual preferences. If you love sex and you're used to sex toy, that's why I said the other time. Sex toy is the same as masturbation. First of all, I hope you guys know that though. Oh look, Ade, how are you? Sex toy is the same as masturbation. It's just a form of, it's just an advanced or an enhanced masturbation. You are not just using your hand to beat the shit out of the pussy. You are just using all those plastic. Fine. Like I said, masturbation and sex. Masturbation is not a replacement to sex. People don't masturbate because they lack sex. No. People masturbate because they want to freaking masturbate, because they like it or because they're addicted to it, either way. So now, same in sex toy. If you use a lot of sex toy and it has become frequent for you, a lot of people use it because their partner is away, they are they are on at the time, they have been sexually active, and now the partner is out of town, all of those things. You use it once in a while. But other people use it frequently, all of those things. Or maybe because you're single for a very long time and now whatever reasons you were using it. But if you become too familiar with it or too used to it, or let's use the word addicted to it, there is no way on earth you will enjoy good sex. And this is the reason why once something can replace a man for you, there are so many women today. Finally, you will hear them say it, begin over for commission. Like the last one I said, you save yourself from heartbreak, you save yourself from STD. You just satisfy yourself. But you see, the problem is that human want is insatiable. There will be a period of time where that same sex toy, the pleasure you are getting from it, will not be enough. You will want more. Sex toy and dick is not the same. Dildo and dick are not the same thing. Can I repeat that? Dildo and dick, they are not the same. Now let me get to the body of where we are going. We stop from the point of where we are talking yesterday about knowing yourself. And that's why I'm spending more time on this. It's talking about you knowing yourself. So everything we've said is about you recognizing yourself, identifying, spotting out your preferences, your fantasies. How many things have we talked about? Your body type, your body hygiene, which we talked about yesterday, your individual preferences, your fantasies, and your history. Right? Your history is for you, for your consumption, to determine certain things you will do. And so keep the details. The second knowledge you need to seek is the knowledge of your partner. If you don't have one, choose the one that works for you. Don't open your eyes and just end up being married to a man that you are two parallel line when it comes to sexuality. Oh man, no problem. Yes, men learn stuff and they do it if they love a woman. But not be married, don't be like that too. He might learn it, he might do it, but it might have a ripple, it might end up having a ripple effect on you or on your marriage. Men are very sneaky. You understand? They're very sneaky. Know your partner. One of the callers said something. He said there are certain things you cannot say to a man when it comes to sexuality. Listen to me. There are certain things you can't say to a man when it comes to sexuality. For example, one of those is you. Now, okay, let me rephrase that. We've talked about you communicating. Because you see, knowledge will make you have an effective communication, right? If you know, then you will communicate. You should communicate things that you want, or things that you want to add, or things that you want to do better or do differently. Please, I beg of you, especially for women, don't complain about the deficiency of your partner if you want to keep the relationship. Men don't get better because a woman complains about what they are not doing right. Men get worse because there you go, we fuck them up. There's a difference between addressing something or fixing. If it's something that you can fix, something that you can go to market and buy. I've had a friend before here, very recently, I think last year, called me coming down and said, I want to go. I don't know, we were having a gist and we talk about Agbojedi. Bayola, you know Bayola, Egbon hooligans again. Bayola was the one that called me that he's going to Nigeria. I said, okay, Egbon no wala. He left London and went to Nigeria. He came back from Nigeria and he said, Victor, mo dé láti Nigeria láyé wíìkì yìí. I said, Egbon, welcome. He said, mo bẹ́ẹ̀ ra nǹkan bọ̀. Victor, mo bẹ́ẹ̀ ra nǹkan bọ̀. Egbon kí lè wá mi ra bọ̀. So he showed me, he sent it to me in the picture and said, ọmọ mo bẹ́ẹ̀ ra àgbo kan bọ̀. Ọmọ mo bẹ́ẹ̀ ra jẹ̀dí kan bọ̀ mẹ́. Tó bá lo 4 days, ó kó ẹ̀sìn lè mú ní Ẹ̀gbọ́n. Ìyẹn ò ṣe fún rèmi. Àbúrò yín dàrú ní jẹ́ kí bẹ́ẹ̀dì mi dàrú ni. So he said, ọmọ onídẹ àgbo yẹn mad. Tó bá lo lásán ọmọ tó bá mú gbó ọmọ tó bá má lọ fàdíyà o, ọmọ tó téèyàn bá fẹ́ ọmọ tó bá fẹ́ gangan tó ẹgbẹ́ fẹ́ fi ṣe àwọn fẹ́ àgbo ìdó tó wà ìdí ẹ̀ máa yẹ o. Àti Ẹ̀gbọ́n irú wàhálà ò lè nígbà tẹ́ bá lọ odindi Nàìjíríà tẹ́ travel tẹ́ dé ó ṣe jẹ́ ká gbolẹ̀ ẹrù mi rò like why. Bọ́mọ̀ àgbàlagbà ò lè fún yàn kan kéèyàn máa kọ̀ so àṣẹ Ẹ̀gbọ́n kì í ní wàhálà ẹ bá mi send ẹ̀. So it was this oníwèrèwèrè Ẹ̀gbọ́n that was this that I was giving to another friend of mine. Pé àbó gbà mí lọ́wọ́ bọ̀dá Báyọ̀ tó ń lò ní Nàìjíríà tó dẹ̀ ń pè mí pé àwọn bá mi ra àgbo bọ̀ tó máa mú kó di fún 4 days nínú condition mi ṣó jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ àgbẹ̀ fún mi tó wà ká gbáyà lẹ́gbọ́n yẹn. And this lady said, Victor, you will not get àgbo yẹn. I said, kí ló dé? He said, mo ní ìdí ẹ̀ ni. I said, why? Say mo fẹ́ rà fọ́kọ mi. Ṣé you know me I'm very polite. I will not ask you pé ṣé okúrádì yìí ò lè ní. Ogún ọ̀bẹ yẹn àgbàlagbà ni mi wà á kàn kàkó ní ṣé igi ẹ̀ wà á kàn kà sára mi kò ní ẹ̀. So I have to cover your back say where you buy the agbo, is it for Lagos? Where? Give me an address. Say motivate I come say no, now one person need that. I got the contact, I gave it to her. We ordered it from Nigeria. They sent it to her. Ó dẹ̀ mẹ́rin padà wá. Èrè lámìlá kan. Èrè. Èmi tó ń tẹ̀ bá. You know the till now, but Bayola has not given me the agbo. He bought it from Nigeria, took it to London. He didn't ship it to me from London till today. Although èmi náà ti fẹ́nu bàjẹ́ pé Ẹ̀gbọ́n ìwé la gbó wílé tó fẹ́ máa fún mi kí n bọ́ fẹ́ gbó ṣe tó bá lè tán. What am I saying in essence? If there are things like that, deficiencies and inconsistencies, it's something you can step out and help. That we are not talking about say the man no sabi. No, the man dick no work. That's a problem. That's a medical problem that you need to get it that medical or agbo help. That's what we are talking about. But so don't complain about what is not doing right. You will make it worse. You understand? You will ruin his self-esteem. But discuss what you are doing and how you can improve and what you want to add. What you want to add. You want to spice things up, stuff like that. So you have to know your partner. Know what works for him. Know his history. Sometimes, it is good for you sometimes to know your husband's ex. No one or two things about that. It will help you to know where your boyfriend is coming from or where your husband is coming from. It is difficult to step into a big man's shoe. Do you hear what I'm saying? When you enter a shoe that is not your size, and so it be. Always know the shoe you are stepping into. So sometimes it's good for you to know your boyfriend or your husband ex. Ọgbẹ́jì lọ kó sọ́wọ́ ọmọ gbóbèsì strength kan. Àwọn ọmọ Ajarabuka, don't they be travailler, be weary. One day for like 4 or 5 years. Till lálé láò ti wẹ̀ wíwẹ̀ ó ti mu mímu. Idiot ààrẹ wa fẹ́ o marry this thing torí ń wá wife material ló ṣe fẹ́ ó wá fẹ́ sílé ó wá ń ṣe missionary ṣé mo kó máa ní problem because ó máa miss àwọn ọṣẹ yẹn. Every man that is looking for a decent woman like to do undecent stuff with woman. Can I say that again? Every man wey dey find wife material I want a decent girl they like to do dirty stuff with women. This is my own borderline when it comes to sexuality. Hear me very well. I'm very open-minded to anything. I don't shut my mind to anything. There are things that I don't like and there are things that I love very well, which would be a TMI. It's not that's it will be too much information. I'm not talking about it, personal preferences here. So there are things that I like, my personal preference. There are things that are not really my thing. But I'm not shutting down it. I don't think it is bad. I don't think it is good. It's not just my thing, it's not my thing. And if it's my thing, it's my thing. But either way, if I've not done certain things before, it's because I've not had a partner who is into it. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, if I have a partner who is into it, I'll probably do it. There's only one thing that I really find very absurd that I would possibly not do. Only one thing this life that I would possibly not do. Don't worry about it. And that you hear the word possibly doesn't mean I can. I don't think I can. I don't want to do it, but most likely I might possibly do it. This is my own borderline when it comes to sexuality partner. When it comes to sexuality and intimacy between two lovers or two couples, whichever way you want to put it. I would not like to have somebody who have limitations and restrictions. You understand? I would personally suggest to be open-minded and to communicate more. In fact, recently I've met a couple of girls who always talk about, I've talked to women who say to me, I can never suck a man's dick. And I was curious to ask, did you like them to suck your pussy? And she said, yes. And I said, God will punish you. It's thunder that will fire you. Thunder will kill you. Thunder will kill you. Not one, not two, not three, not four. And I've seen like that. That they like to get head. But they say never in their life can they give a man head. You are very stupid. That is stupidity of his highest order. Because you see, sex should not be about you. I have said earlier when we started this series, is a communication. That intimacy, you are transmitting something. It's a non-verbal communication. You are expressing something out. So another thing, maybe you need to write this down because I'm concluding now. Don't approach intimacy with selfishness. Don't approach intimacy with the motive of you want to satisfy yourself. Yes, you should enjoy it, right? Enjoy every bit of it from the start to the end, from just the look, enjoy it. But go into it to go and murder your partner. Like, go in with the motive, have him in mind, have her in mind. That's the problem with African men. African men, fellow Togo. Fellow Togo. Àwọn tí bá mi mo ti bá lélẹ̀ gan ìyá kẹ́mi á ti sùn má gba ìdíkẹ́ yẹn mi àmúyàwó mi lálẹ́ ogun àmọ́ self so the bastard you get to and just climb on the woman gbàgbó adàtọ̀wẹ̀ lẹ̀ tó bá di come bàbá máa kàn yí sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ni orun burúkú yàwó rẹ̀ á máa hanrun ni and the woman is just thrown in the middle of the sky. Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tí òun ní tẹ́lẹ̀ ó kàn gbérin ó lè já sí Lagos Ìbàdàn expressway in the middle of nowhere. Why she daddy, honey, baby. What they come, what they close in here. This is the problem with most African men. They approach intimacy with selfishness, selfish mind. Selfish mind. Selfish mind. When it's about you, when it's about self-satisfaction, you will possibly, but you will have less impact, less significance. Go having your partner in mind. Look at the man with some level of adoration. Look at everything that turns you on in him and adore it and approach it. And you know what they call worshiping in sex? There's what they call booty worship. That's some shit that you guys have to pay me to teach you. I'm not. Come on, that's not okay. There's what they call booty worship. And you're looking at the curves and the edges and you're just adoring it. Don't be in a hurry to just pound. No bullshit. When women don't just want the dick inside, that's no. Adore it. Communicate. Say something. Look. You know, if it's about your partner in your head, it will be right. To approach with selfishness. So you have him in your head, not you, not your satisfaction. That's one. Knowing your partner. Okay, somebody's asking a question. What is your take on men that are too sexually active? Well, I know about people, let me not say men, who are sexually active. But can I tell you, in all honesty, there is no such thing as too sexually active. There is no such thing as too much sex. Do you understand? You can possibly not have enough sex, but you cannot have too much sex. That's what I'm saying. In reality of life, it's Yoruba people that just talk nonsense and say, who fẹ́ do me pa no, kókó kì í pa yẹn. Kókó pa yẹn. Now, there are certain situations where it is not a round peg in a round hole. The hole is too small for the peg. The peg is bigger than the hole, or the energy that one has is more than the one that the other has. Most times, it is even better if it's the man that have more energy and more appetite for sex than the wife having more than the woman. Some people, their husband is not thinking, I want to your porn star. My husband is not satisfying me, so you will be thinking as if the man, okay, fine, big man, she got to push it fine to him, push it guy, fine guy, baby, you know, satisfy your way. You don't know. Ó ń ṣe bó ṣe ó pé lọ́kùnrin o, ó ń ṣe bó ṣe yẹ kó ṣe o. Àǹtí yẹn kàn ya oyè àǹtí yẹn gíràn ni o. Àǹtí yẹn gíràn ni o. Somebody said, but you can get tired. If you get tired of it, something is wrong with you, either psychologically or medically. That's the honest truth. That is the honest truth. You can take it or leave it. If you get tired of it, something is wrong with you, either psychologically or medically. One of the possibilities, which is psychological, is that you're beginning to have certain grievances or reservation towards your partner. You understand? Hello?
I think you're missing that point a bit.
Right.
You said there's nothing like too much sex.
Yeah, there's no such thing as too much sex. There's no such thing.
Remember, there was a day when we had this discussion, something this similarly some 3-4 days ago when Abefe was explaining about having to do the house chores and being tired and everything, blah blah blah. Remember the point she was making of that?
That is circumstance. That is not the sex. That is the situation around their family life.
You see, in that case, there could be something. The husband could be very sexually active. When I say sexually active, you are not in the shoes. You are a man. Let a man take that on. You can only talk according to you as what you can do and what you're capable of doing. Some men are too much. They are sexually active. I'm looking for what to
I've not been with anybody in my life that I don't think I'm too much. Just so you know.
No, that's what I'm saying, that you can
now,
talk about yourself.
You see, but you see, my experience is that they complain that it's too much, but they never say no. What's the point?
No. Not saying no. It doesn't mean it's not too much. It's because sometimes, like we said, some people think, if I say no to my husband, they might go out and they're killing themselves just to satisfy.
Well, I don't support that.
But that wasn't even the bone of contention. All I'm saying is sometimes some men can be more active than their partner or their wives.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I agree with you.
Let the woman turn to the woman. Let's see their take on. They will tell you.
No, it's possible.
Too sexually active sometimes more than the woman, and sometimes it tears them apart. Okay.
I agree with you.
So that's my point. When you said that,
okay, let me answer that. No, me to answer it on because regarding there's no such thing as too much sex. Well, I will explain it.
Okay, all right, okay.
All right.
I'll leave it to it.
I repeat again. Sex cannot be too much. And this is what I mean. Now, I understand the standpoint that she's coming from. One partner is more active than the other. It doesn't matter whether it's the man or the woman. And he said, what is my take? Let me take the question on men that, okay, narrow down to men. So let's look from the perspective of men. Men that are too sexually active. Now, this is what I'm saying, really, when I say there's no such thing as too much sex or too sexually active, there's no such thing like that. You see, that man in that relationship appears to be too sexually active because the wife is not matching up with his energy. That same man, like I said earlier, somebody's busy in life, somebody that left life, will be less sexually active, most likely to another woman to beshu me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not as if the man is too much or too little. It's that they are not at the same pedestal. Now, in that case, to answer the question, it becomes a big job in the hand of whoever is most active in the partner. It depends on whoever is most active among the two of them to have to, you don't step down, but you have to patiently walk through your partner on that journey. You understand? Because you see, extra will. Nobody learned how to have sex at that. So it is the one who is most active now. Sometimes it is the woman that is most active. And women have to order men around when it comes to sex. And they are trying to get satisfaction. You just got up and just say, I'm not satisfied. No, now. You can't talk like that. Just see, your man just finished, you come, lay down. You are not satisfied. You don't say it. Be Mike saying now. Oko ni respect. Even when the man don't want to do, man, they go. Don't come and say, hey, my son, what you come and do now? You are just going to mess him up. You are going to make him lose interest the more. You engage him now. Engage him. I understand one man say, la, go did personal problem in it. Fun time, fun lomi or gongon. Abi wa gbo sile, ko ti gbe engines láti ìrọ̀lẹ́. So that, while the engine and run lálẹ́. But on the more serious note, it becomes, I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's not a function of always, it's not like the man is two, it's that they are not on the same pedestal. You understand? So whoever is most active, in this case, the man, have to patiently walk through the woman on that journey. Either there are certain things she need to learn. If you have your bola is too big for her to handle, elastic the woman side go see. There's no such thing as small pussy or this one pussy is pussy. Kò kàn tí grow the bed, kò tí expand the bed, pelvic kò tí is get on. Ma fi don't aggressively just think that you want it and you are going to do it like that. But she goes, no matter how small the thing, oh, the dick is too big. My pussy is too small to handle that kind of dick. A whole baby is coming out of that same pussy, and you did not die. So you understand? So let's not deceive ourselves to say she's, but this person has not gone as far as that sexually. So you have to slowly take her on that journey. Slowly, patiently. Start with the tip if it is decides that it is a problem. Or it's different. But if it is the energy, the appetite, hey, yeah, create something interesting. Don't just make her feel like she have to do it as an obligation. You understand? I'm at Tony. And do have a bagweba. Or I'm a modern bomb alamala. You understand? You have to create an exciting and inviting atmosphere. So that she has more will to it. Let her look forward to sex. Before you know it, be careful if you are the man. Women, they might not know stuff, but they are fast learner. Before you know it, she goes a bit past you. I've had the experience before. By the time tó wá fẹ́ gun ẹ̀pà lálẹ́ ọjọ́ kan, you will now complain. She will say, ṣebí ìwọ náà ló sọ pé kinní kan, ṣebí ìwọ ló kọ́ mi, ó máa gun tiẹ̀ bàjẹ́ ọjọ́ kan. Slow down the way you teach her, but slowly, slowly. This is what I'm saying about knowing your partner. You have to know at what point learning it today, but we don't get it. Okay, go to appetite here. So appetite here, na training. The more you have sex, the more you know how to have sex. The more you have sex, the more you have appetite for sex. Nobody be PhD holder for sexology. Do you understand? There is no so you take her on a journey slowly and gradually and create an excitement that will make her look forward to it, have more will. If it's about the appetite grows. Are not constant on a place. Are not in the same space. If you have been sexually active for the past 5 years, it's not what you are doing 5 years ago that you are still doing now. If 2 rounds is okay for you 5 years ago, I bet you can do more now. The more you do, the more you like it, the more you enjoy it, the more you do, the more you know how to do, the more you do, the more you have more tolerance for it. Period. Sex is sweet, and do you even know that scientifically it's proven that for a man, the more he have sex, the more his bola will be, the more the tolerance, the bola will last. You know, right? There's a research that even says the more a man has sex, the bigger his dick will become. Because of course, sex, dick is a muscle. So it's like the muscle is being exercised every time. Oh my God, busy now. And it will endure more. It will last more. Understand? Have you ever knocked a naive guy before? Oh, be that could do what to come. Until the bull. I don't share once in a lifetime. Oh my God, my come now. So the more a man does it, you knock him out when you be staying on some so where come on, put it bend there. Understand? So it's understanding where your partner is. And if you feel like you are more active than your partner, create more excitement, have more communication, and don't expect a change overnight. Because over the time, if it is the man that's more active than the woman, don't let it change overnight. And don't make her feel like she have to do it. Don't create a compelling order. Create an exciting atmosphere. Create an aura that she will look forward to it. Look for things that thrills her, things that melt her, those things that you do that will just make her want to just open up to it. And when she open up, you know, more foreplay, more, these things. He uses a lot of foreplay. Let it be you. Create an excitement. Over time, she will learn those things. Don't enforce it. You can't enforce anything on a human and an adult. She will learn those things. Trust me, for a woman, I bet it. I trust women. She will know it better than you. Before you know it, her appetite might become more than you. it will be, she might possibly have more appetite than you do. And at that time, the Lord is with you. I know what I'm saying. I've been everything like before. You feel like this person don't know shit, you don't know shit. All of a sudden, even with him sack, oh, you want to handle bastard, you cool. Stop all of a sudden. So you just have to be patient with your partner and just be subtle in the situation like that. I think that's the best way I can answer it. Did I answer your question right? So lastly and finally, I don't really have sexual experience because I got disvirgined at the age of 27. As a lady, I'm in my 30s and I don't really have sexual experience because I got disvirgined at the age of 27, but I'm single. My question is, most of my relationship are distance relationship. So because of this, I am not as reactive, but I want to. What can I do? You have answered your question. I'm beginning to get used to it and I can go 2 years without sex. First of all, everything you do is a choice. You are only having distance relationship for two reasons. You possibly have certain fears you have not dealt with. Are you listening to me? You are afraid of being hurt. You are afraid of, possibly you are not even, you have certain trust issues even with yourself. Maybe some ideology has occurred to you to feel like close relationship. Maybe you had some, you know, close range relationship that did not work and it has already implanted fear in you that, you know, real close relationship don't work for you, or because you are shying away from heartbreaks and all of those things, and it's making you run away from a close-ended relationship. I know it's always fear. We do so. So what I'm saying to you is, everything that happens to us is a choice that we make when it comes to relationship. It's not like what I would not agree with. It's not like most relationship that I have a distant relationship. No, you choose to have a distant relationship. So the solution to your question, or the answer to your question is, have a non-distance relationship. You can't have it. It's a choice that you have to make. You want to be sexually active, you're an adult, you're in your 30s. You should be sexually active. Anybody who told you that you should not be having sex life to you, they want to ruin you. You will get sick, your mind, your mind will be messed up. There are certain things that you not learn. There are certain things that if you don't exploit them or learn them at your young age, it becomes a problem and issue that you now have to start running to catch up with at your adulthood. So you make a choice to have a real relationship, have a sufficient life relationship, have a real relationship, help yourself build trust in yourself. First of all, I think you really don't trust yourself that you can keep a relationship, and that's the first thing you're going to start from. First of all, trust yourself enough that you are smart, you are articulate, you are beautiful, you are valuable enough for any man to run to, and you are intelligent enough to keep good communication and good relationship. See, relationship is not just for us to be married and have children eventually. Relationship is another thing that helps us to learn to relate with people. That's how it's called relationship. That's how it's called relationship. Learn to relate. So trust yourself enough to have a formidable relationship that is close-ended. Somebody you can see every day if you choose to. And trust yourself enough to relate with the person. It doesn't mean it's not going to have its own deficiency, but you are going to have enough discipline, patience, and its wisdom to accommodate, weaknesses and to build strength where it's needed. And so you need to first of all trust yourself, and then you need to, outline your personal preferences. You know, your what you want is around you. Go for it. You see, there are people around you who want you. I'm very sure there are people around you who is asking you, have a relationship. Or maybe sometimes because of your fears, start with friendship. Okay? Build good friendship. Start from there. Let somebody give a man some good time for them to find you and appreciate you and come to you. So that you are not under pressure, and you can simultaneously grow like that and enjoy your adulthood. Okay? Enjoy your adulthood. I repeat again, enjoy your adulthood. Right. For a lady who feels bad after sex, no matter how she enjoys it, how can she overcome this? Though being abused in the past. Well, two things. First of all, you have to stop being at war against yourself. You have to stop being at war against yourself. That is somebody who is imprisoned by his own self. It's called self-imprisonment. You are at war against yourself. You feel bad after having sex. Clearly, there is three things: bitterness, pain, and hunger that is residual in such heart. Bitterness, pain, and anger is perpetually residual in such heart. And you need to let go of that. You cannot put a new wine in an old bottle. You will contaminate the new wine. You can never put a new wine in an old bottle. The new wine becomes sour. Do you understand what I'm saying? So until you let go, you cannot move forward looking back. You will fall. In fact, you will fall woefully than the fall you've had initially. You have to learn to, when you decide to move forward without looking back. So, and don't approach a relationship with a full cup of bitterness and pain and anger. It's good for you to, when you're not ready for a relationship, you're not ready. When you are ready for a relationship, go there empty so that you can be filled up. Sometimes we carry some burdens that are unnecessary, some burdens that are not even due for us, some burdens that we shouldn't have to carry. So there is no way, because you see, as an adult, if you have to do something that you will hate yourself for doing it, you are in prison. It's stupidity. I don't think I do every right thing. I don't think everything I do is right. But if it is my decision, fuck it, is right. That's what I want to do. That's a mind that is independent. And until you get that independence, as a matter of fact, you are an abuser to whoever you are sleeping with. Do you understand? You are abusing whoever you are having sexual intimacy with. So that person needs to sit back, step back, and pour out all those bitterness. Oh, yes, she's been abused before. Well, thank God you had the word before. She's been abused in the past. It is in the past. This is the future. This is the present. Until you step out of your past and step into your present and let the past remain in the past. One person abused her in the past. She is abusing herself continuously ever after then. You understand? One person abused you one day, and then you live the rest of your life abusing yourself, because what she's doing right now is abusing herself. And as a matter of fact, so there's no two doors to that room until that person forgive herself. If she feels that her abuse or everything that she has gone through is due to, maybe she feels some level of negligence, all of those things, or she feels that she's a victim, no, you can't be smarter than what we do you. She needs to forgive herself. She needs to forgive whoever abused her. She needs to forget it and move on. Everything we go through in life, when we are going through it, they are painful experiences, but when you pass through it, that's when you get a breakthrough. We go to church and we pray for breakthrough. God, give me a breakthrough. Give me a breakthrough. Lord, I pray for breakthrough this week. Listen to me. Every time you pray for breakthrough, use your head. You have to break before you get through. Breakthrough is not absolutely something that is all rosy. It means that there is a process of breaking for you to get through. So when we are breaking is when we are going through those moments, those horrible things in life. But when we get through, it becomes an achievement. So everything you pass through in your life that has cost you sweat, that has cost you tears, that has cost you pain, there are things that makes a component of what now makes you a better person thereafter in your life. You will move on a better person. You either get blessed or you learn. At the end of the day, you have no loss. But it depends on the perspective that you attend to issues of your life. To a positive-minded person, nothing bad happens to you. Nothing bad happens to a man that is positive-minded. You either win or learn. Either way, there's no loss. Win or lose is not an option. It's either win or learn. So You have to approach life from that perspective. And this is an intentional decision you have to make. Don't abuse any partner if you are going to, because you see, you are imprisoning yourself. Nobody is doing anything to hurt you. You are hurting yourself, and you are making a flimsy excuses of somebody hurt you in the past. And you want to continue hurting yourself for the rest of life. If somebody hurt you in the past and did you wrong, does that person deserve to continue to further hurt you? Listen, nobody hurt you except the person that you give a license to. So you want to continue give a license to your emotions to get crushed ever after. So it's a decision that somebody has to make. You have to step back and devoid yourself of all those bitterness, pain, and anger, and be free in your mind, and then get into a relationship and have a bliss. That shit is good. Ask Niam, she will tell you. It's good. Well, I'll rest my case. There's no way you can't address everything about this subject in one day. We spent good enough time today. 3 hours. God damn it. Yeah, everyone's always showing listen. I'm tired, man. It's been an amazing time sharing with you guys today. What can I do if this shit always painful? Well, get to see your gynecologist. There are two things. It's most likely a medical issue. I know in Africa we don't think some things are medical, but they're actually medical. If it is painful, it's more likely medical and less likely psychological. Either way, it is a problem. Sex should be enjoyed. You should enjoy it. It might be psychological, but more likely medical. So get in touch with your gynecologist, your OBGYN, and get checked. If everything comes back good, then it is psychological. You need to speak with a therapist, and you need to find out why it hurts. The question is, have you ever enjoyed it before in time past, but now it hurts? Or it has always hurt? Has it ever been good that you like it, but the one you're having now is painful? Or since you have become an adult, sex has always been painful to you? People who have been through abuse and assault, sexual assault, I in that always find sex painful. So if I want to be honest with yourself and go through the precedent and the history of your life, maybe you are holding on to certain pain and grief that is making you disconnect. Because listen, sex is actually a mess normally, if not for the emotions that is attached to it. You understand? Sex is a mess. What makes sex sweet is not that they are pounding you. Normally, your tongue jack back, to back. Tongue jack, no, normal. For common sense, ordinarily, it's painful. That is why if you have sex with somebody that you don't love, it will pain you. So, but what makes sex sweet is the emotional connection. But some people have a problem connecting. Do you understand? Some people have a problem connecting. Do you understand? So that's psychological. You need to speak with a therapist. Either way, the first way to get out of it is to identify that is a problem. Don't ever think it's normal. I hear women says, "Me, I don't like sex like that." If you don't like sex as a woman, you have a problem. Do you hear me? It's a problem. Don't normalize what is not normal in your life. Kilo me, sex. Me, I can stay without sex for 5 years. Young lady, you are ruining your life. And I'm telling you to your face now. Take it or leave it. Oh, sex, case matter. Kilo one, kilo one, sex. Everything the one I do by life already. Don't deceive yourself. But you see, you will not get the solution if you did not admit to the reality that it is a problem. So the first thing you need to do is to tell yourself, admit that it's a problem. That's the reason why you now begin to find solution. If it is painful, something is wrong with you. Okay? Or sometimes, most likely, you just not be having partners who are detailed enough to patiently walk you through it. Or your emotions is just shattered. You don't connect. Like I said, if you have had boyfriend with connecting, you are only having boyfriend because your family is telling you to get married. Oh, enjoy sex. You understand? That's the honest truth. Find somebody that you truly love. You are saying you will enjoy sex. I promise you, you will come back with testimony. You will tell me now. You will tell me. Find somebody that you truly love. It's not somebody that you are finding because you think you are 38 and you are still single. Because you are 40 and you are still single. And you just want I got to marry. Find somebody that if they blow the whole world today, and it's you and him, you want to, somebody that if you show up in heaven today, you will still want to be with him. Somebody that your heart choose, not because you are desperate to marry, not because your mommy is calling you every Friday to say, Bawo wa ni bayi, bawo loroko. You understand? But with somebody that you truly love, excuse me, you will enjoy sex. Look into the distance. Some people are in a relationship because you need to be in a relationship because you are an adult. You will enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a great pleasure to share with you guys tonight. I'll see you again next Saturday. Thank you. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your night and have a very amazing week. God bless you. Bye-bye.